Energized show, up the Irish.
Okay, what's going on, guys, and welcome to a brand new episode of Energized. Ross, introduce the champ.
Today we are joined by the new Cage Warriors welterweight champion of the world, Rhys Skeletor McKee. Rhys, man, how you doing?
Yeah, it's very good. Glad to be back. Glad you kept up your deal with these glasses too. You know, I said I needed some shades, and you came through. So thank you very much for these.
Yeah, they're probably needing now more than ever, Rhys, aren't they?
Yeah. You know what? I said I'd take them off, but I might keep them on because I hide some damage.
Ross, we're going to have to get a pair of glasses for the belt.
Yeah, absolutely. Rhys, this was incredible. Like the build up to this this fight card was amazing. Like we were talking about when this was the original fight card, there was 22 fights 22 fighters on the card, 11 fights. We interviewed 14 of them in the lead up. Like no one was looking forward to what's called Cage Warriors Belfast more than we were, and you were headlining the card from the offset against a formidable opponent. Justin Burlinson, he was 7-1 going into this fight. I think he was 18-1 as an amateur. Like they don't get much tougher than that. Did this fight live up to this expectation for you, and did he live up to the expectations?
Well, you know what? Like I think the first question is, and you said it, like you played a massive part in the whole Belfast event. You interviewed everyone. You got hyped. Like I watched every single one of them, which is rare for me. I don't watch many interviews of other fighters. But you helped sell the event. I done the vlog series every a couple of weeks. Justin done his a couple every week. So everybody, all the media aligned really, really well, and we all sold it really, really well. And did Justin live up to it? Like, yeah, he was a perfect dance partner. He was very, very good, and he was everything I expected him to be. He was very good for the event.
Thanks for that, by the way.
Yeah, that was very nice of you to say. It was absolutely incredible.
I'll edit that out,
Ross. Rhys, like, talk to us about the fight itself. Like, did you feel the buzz in the arena? And what stage did you actually arrive to the arena? Had the fight card started? Was it at the main card? When did you arrive into the SSE?
So I went to the arena at 5 p.m. and done medicals, and then had a nice feeling of the cage. That was my first time seeing the arena. And then I went back to the hotel, and then I came back at 8 p.m. and the second prelim was just ended because I wanted to get back to watch Glenn live. But by the time we ran into the venue, the fight was over. So that's when I got back, and then just went back. So about 8 o'clock, and then just went back to the change rooms and just chilled and buzzed out. It was unbelievable.
And were you watching the fights backstage, or were you doing your own thing, or a bit of both?
Bits and pieces as they were on the TV and stuff. But to be honest, like I'm very vocal in the change room. Like I'm catching up with some Team Rhino lads. Were like Hugh O'Rourke was there. We were chatting for a bit, and Cathal Penrod and stuff like that. They were in and about. So I try and just chill out and just catch up with people, and then eventually as the fight gets sooner and the change room gets emptier, then I start toning it in a wee bit.
One thing I definitely noticed on fight night was how much of a fighter you are, Rhys. Like we both know you're a lovable guy. We know everyone has a lot of respect for you, but when it came to your fight, like the amount of other fighters, like Caelan Loughran was there, James Sheen was there. That's who we were actually started watching the fight with. Because we were just finishing up an interview as you were making your walkout, and they were both cheering you on the back, and it was great to see so many fighters cheering you on. What makes you think that all the fighters want to have your back, or do you just think because they're Irish they're cheering you on?
I don't talk shit on other fighters. I support our own more than I need to. I respect them all. I go in the changing room, I shake everybody's hand, and I don't think I'm the main. I know I'm the main event, but it doesn't mean I'm better and too good to talk to anyone. I'll watch people's warm up. I'll wish them luck before they go. So I think I'm just a real person with it. It's like there's no segregation of me and them. If they offered me another change room, I would have rejected it. So I think you know, and obviously me and James Sheehan sparred before, so you know, just yeah, who knows why the fighter's fighter, but it's definitely nice. But I suppose it's because when the shoe's on the other foot, I'd be standing there doing it for them.
Reece,
Also, I
where's
have
that
to.
come from as well, by the way?
The what?
Just like the way you carry yourself, the way you are, like so cordial to everyone, even the media, like you were like one of the faces of the media, like and the fighters, and obviously the crowd. Like, where's that come from? That
I think
personality.
like because like I suppose it's gratitude. Like I'm so great. Like if you weren't in the media room like after for interviews, then I would have no media to do. Like you know, like without the media, without the fans, without the other fighters, there is nothing. There is no event. Like you know, so we all play our part in it. Like yes, I might be the person who fights and has the cuts, but like like without you bringing this interview to people, then nobody would hear from me today. Like, do you know what I mean? Everybody's doing their own part, and I think once you realize that, and you know, everybody just deserves a bit of respect in their journey.
No, absolutely. And just to touch to Rhys's humbleness, this man went to get Nando's. I was told had to wait, and he came back 20 minutes later, and he got those Nando's. And I was sitting in Nando's with the Energized glasses on. Rhys, like, what's wrong with this fella? He doesn't take those glasses off.
Oh no, I had it. Well, I had to wait 40 minutes. 20 minutes is being humble. 40 minutes before we got Hernando's. But we just went back to the hotel and then come back humbled, you know. But maybe now that I've got a belt on my shoulder, I would have brought the belt and said, "Oh, sit me down right now."
That's it. You got to believe in it.
Let's get into the fight then, Reese. Like, obviously you won the third round. Going into the third round, like, what way did you see the fight was going? Because like it was such a high level matchup that I don't even think the arena were almost expecting it that high level.
Yeah, like I mean, it was close. So like I'm literally just finished watching it. It was close. Like, obviously, he had the cut in the first,
Yeah.
but I had some good scores in the first two. Then the second, he had a good exchange, but I finished really strong. Going into the third, I was just like I knew. So the stage of the fight, I really knew I'd win. Was I remember looking at the clock in the first when I was getting elbowed and punched and cut, and I seen one like 124, 134 in the clock, and I said if I can get through the next 124, I win the fight. That was literally my internal sentence. And once I get through that, I was like, right, we'll find a way to get him out. I'm just not sure what it is yet, but I just knew I would because that was his moment. That was his like. Sometimes in these fights, you have right, this is it. If I can get it here, I win. And sometimes when you let them chances go past you, it's like mentally so hard to find another way.
Yeah, I think I had the first round 10-9 Burlinson. Like, I can't actually remember the second round because it was one of those ones that were so back and forth. And also, I don't like to be too set on my scoring when you're watching it live in the arena as opposed to watching it live on TV. But I was like, it is actually irrelevant what the scorecards are in this fight because like there's no chance this goes the distance, especially after that first round. I was like, there's no way this goes the difference. And also, the two of you guys, I think, are both at like 100% finish records as well. So the chance of this one going the distance when you're given 25 minutes to settle the score are absolutely slim to none.
Yeah, I think and I think I knew once I seen the cut. Well, I didn't actually see the cut till after the fight, but I was aware that there was something bad. Like, and I knew his eye was swollen. I knew we probably weren't even capable of making it to the fifth.
Yeah, did you have any fears that maybe the doctor could have stopped the fight after the first round?
I had no idea. So I remember the doctor came in and looked at my eye and he goes, "Do you want to continue?" And I thought I had a nick on my eyebrow. I had no idea how big the cut was, and I'm glad I didn't because I probably would have fought a bit different. But without the knowledge, I didn't. I remember Rodney took a photo of the cut after and said, "You know, what do you think of that?" And I was like I couldn't believe it was on my forehead. You know, so there's a part of the fight you see me looking up at the camera. I like look up, but I still didn't. I wasn't able to see the sides of it.
We thought you were just posing doing that.
No, I knew you were having to quit. You know what? You actually had a cheeky look at the cut and then smiled, and I was like, this man is a sicko. He is a sicko. And were you surprised with the shot that finished him? Because it didn't seem like it was one of your bigger shots, but it folded him. What I was saying to Baz, or like remind me when Stipe lost the title to Ngannou, like the back leg went, and like that's all she wrote.
Like, you know what? Like a lot of my knockouts, like pretty much all of my knockouts are very rarely from a big shot. Like they're all like that left hand, and it's always a short pocket shot. Like, it's been nicknamed the touch of death by coaches and sparring partners, and you know what? Like, I do believe it. Because I know when I hit people, like they react different. So like we obviously come off the cage, and I hit like a right hand and a jab, and he stumbled, and his autopilot brought him to like a spinning back elbow. But as like I knew there was a bit more to be done, and then the 1-2, and again I came with the backhand, so I'm like a southpaw that fights orthodox. But
Rhys, who does all your pad work with you? Because that boxing is some of the best boxing I think I've ever seen. I think early enough in the first round, you hit like a big left body shot, and it was absolutely spectacular.
Yeah, so like a lot of my hands and stuff I do with Mark Andrews, like who's in my corner. I also do like Muay Thai with Jamie, but he would be more the elbows and knees and kick side of things. I've worked with boxing coaches over the years, and I suppose it's an accumulation. But Mark Andrews is the pad man, and he's the man that had the hands sharp for this fight. So, we flow very well. Like we've known each other for 12 years, and everything's just autopilot.
Big shout out to Mark.
Shout out, Mark. Rhys, obviously, when the referee stopped it, like, can you tell us exactly what you felt like in that moment, like with the like being in the SSC with all the fans there, like overcoming everything that you have to reach that moment? Like, how did that feel at that moment there?
Like I remember having like this moment of just in like, I remember like just having like, of course it did. Like, do you mean of course that's how it ended. Like, what I mean? Like a real like realization of like, here we go, happy days. Like, and I just remember beeline, like let's beeline for the crowd. Like, and the way it lined up, the way I got to run through my corner into the crowd. My crowd was right behind the corner. Like, it was just perfect. Like, I was like a flipping horse in the Grand National trying to get over them fences, like straight in. So it was unreal, but like it was just a very like, of course it did.
You know what? It was actually reminiscent, and here's a little tidbit for you. Yourself and Conor McGregor are the only two Irishmen to win their belts on home soil. So that's a nice little tidbit for you. It was like when he beat Bunchinger and then left the cage in the Helix and was over with the fans. That's what it was like with yourself.
Yeah,
in the SSC.
you know what? Like it wasn't by mistake. If I'm being honest, I said to a lot of the people that are going to the fight, I was like, once I win, I'm going to clear the fence, and like I need that big reaction, because I know how like good that looks on TV. I know how the UFC view that too. So I'd be lying if I said I didn't know that stat, but like it was like kind of I did have an idea that would happen.
Yeah, and I think obviously the welterweight title at Cage Warriors escaped you first time out, and now you've had it. You got the UFC call. Like you fought like the absolute boogeyman of the UFC and Hamzat Chimaev, like
on short notice.
Yeah, on what 10 days notice, if even.
Yes.
It's 6 days notice. Like, you know what I mean? People are refusing him on 2 years notice at this stage. I mean, like that is why people love you. You'll never turn down a fight. And then you fought someone who had 10 UFC fights, in Alex Morono, who was I think he was on the verge of the top 15 at the time. But Rhys, is now the time for you to come back to the UFC?
Yeah, like I think now is the perfect time. Like, I've done my side of the bargain. I've never complained about any of it. I took it on the chin. I said I needed to do work. I assessed where I needed to do the work, and I went and done the work, and then went and got the results. I went and got the fights. I put something shiny on the line and won it. I've showed how much I've matured over the last, since I've been cut from the UFC. I've matured tenfold. Like, my ability to like relax in a fight, make better decisions, and find a way to victory is essential. Like, I'm now 12-4-1, 12 wins, 12 finishes. I'm 5-0 in Cage Warriors, all finishes, obviously. I really do think it's undeniable at this point. Yeah, like now's the time. Like the UFC is where I should be fighting. I'm a UFC caliber fighter, and yeah, now's the time.
There you have it.
We agree.
Mick Maynard, Sean Shelby, Dana White. You better listen. Rhys McKee is coming back, and he's coming back to stay.
100%, totally. Like this is it. And you know what? this will be, it's not going to be one of these story tales for me where like I get back to the UFC and it's like Rhys is back, the return. It's not that. Like this is first time now. This is the debut. Let's do first fight. Let's have 8, 10, 12 weeks of a camp, and we'll see the real story. But again, that's for me to prove. And just like before this fight, it was like there's only so much talking we could do. It's right. Let's see what happens, and this will be the case. Same case again. I'll show everybody. I'll not tell everyone.
That's what we want to hear, lads.
Yeah, I 100% agree. Like from watching everything, even the build up, the way how you put out the stuff in the build up to the fight, the way you promoted it, like the way the fans reacted to you coming out, like interacting with the fans after when you jumped out, like everything. It was just it's exactly what the UFC look for in talent, and like you're just 100% ready to go. I don't think you can top that again fighting in Cage Warriors.
Yeah, and like there's a few contenders there, like and there is contenders and. Like, but it's Justin was the one that nobody wanted. Like, this is the real fact of it. Like, me and Justin were the one that nobody wanted. Because it was like we I feel if Justin won, he would have got signed. So like it was hard for him to take me as a fight. It was hard for me to take him as a fight because it was a very challenging fight. Like, when two boogeymen fight each other, like the winner has to go to the UFC, and it's that simple. Like the other contenders are the type of people you beat, and it's like, yeah, of course he wins. Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, I want to give a shout out to Justin as well if he's listening here. Like he put on a great performance. He was brilliant coming on doing the face off as well. Like and he was just a standout guy. And you know what? Like I saw him after the fight, just walking with his head down with his team, and like it's unbelievable. People see you like celebrating with the belt, but then in the back you can just see another man dejected, and it's just a crazy sport.
I have I swear I have some videos or some photos took backstage after the fight, and like these photos, I don't know anything about photo awards and stuff, but these photos should win an award because like it just shows it shows the real fight game. There's me and Justin went to the hospital together. We spent 7 hours at the hospital together. I feel like I know him better than I know some good friends. Had ordered a Domino's, had a Domino's together at 4:30 in the morning. Like, the fight game is such a real thing for people that share the cage, and Justin's a G. Like, I'm almost got it that it was had to be him that had to beat for the belt, but at the same time, if it wasn't him, it would have been me, and it's just the game. But like, what a guy, what a guy.
Yeah. Also, sorry, I forgot to mention, after the fight, you were in the cage and you embraced him. Like, what did you say to him there?
Just as I have so much respect for you, your team, your partner. I told him I struggled with having to fight such a good guy because I knew you were such a good guy. We're young kids wanting the same thing, for our future, for our family. I told him he brought out the best version of Rhys McKee there's ever been because I was scared of fighting him. Not scared of fighting him, scared of what he brought to the table. So he really did level me up for this fight, and I appreciate him so much and respect him as an opponent. Like he really did help me out and taught me a lot about myself.
And tell us, Rhys, that crowning moment when Graham Boylan put that lovely shiny belt over your right shoulder around your waist. What did you say to him in that moment? Because we could see you sort of over your shoulder having a quick word with him. And then after that, I saw when you're getting your team photos, you brought your fiance in, you put the belt on her. Tell us about that moment as well.
Yeah, well, I told Graham, I was like, I always see these photos, and I was wondering when it was mine. Like, now it's time for my photo. And just told him I was grateful for the platform, and obviously there's a lot of confidence for them boys to run an event and put you as the poster boy for it. So I told him I appreciated the big push because there's budgets to meet and stuff like that, I'm sure, so it's not as easy. So just told him I appreciate everything, and then when Rebecca came in, it was nice. She'd never been in a cage before, funny enough. So for that to be the first cage in Belfast was really cool, and I put the belt over her shoulder just because the whole thing is great for me, but it's a team sport and a family thing. So, I love seeing other people hold the belt, and in terms of my team and family, not other fighters. My family and friends, I love seeing them hold it because for me, it's our belt, not my belt.
But you gotta love it like that. That's why everyone loves Rhys McKee, and I'm sure we can understand that on a lesser extent. I mean, like when you succeed at something in life and things go your way, you work hard not for yourself. You work hard to celebrate that success with others.
Yeah, totally. And it's like when my teammates win, like when my teammates lose, I am a mess. When my teammates win, I am like a winning mess. Like like watching it back, and I'm just in it for everyone, and that includes when I win as well.
No, it was great to see. Like it really was. It was like myself and Ross. This way we cover the sport. It's just
My phone was ringing, sorry.
No, it's all right. It's just covering the sport is amazing. Like the highs and lows for each fighter is like, I mean, doing the face-offs like for numerous fights. Like we don't want either fighter to lose. So when you see one win and one lose, it's really you're like sort of caught in a 50-50 sort of there. But like it was unbelievable to see you get that done, especially in the home crowd. And it was just like after that win, I was like, he's ready to rock. He's UFC level. You said it yourself after, like you are UFC level. You have everything going for you. It was just like I can't wait to see you get back and then like maybe even bring the UFC back to the SSE.
Yeah, exactly. Like yeah, just think of like what we can do now. Like if I go back to the UFC here, it's just I just think it makes perfect sense. Like I just can't see like who anybody would be excited to see me fighting Cage Warriors next, and that's no disrespect to them. Again, they're grand, they're great, but like like I should be fighting like top level world guys, not people from wherever they're from. It's like it needs to be worldwide level now.
Exactly.
Yeah, Baz, it just has to be next. Rhys
It is,
McKee,
Ross.
he's done what it was asked him. He's gone back. He's got 2 wins. He's got the Cage Warriors welterweight belt. He's ready for that big show. He's ready for that big call up, and I can't wait to see it. And you know what it is? It's one of those things. There's another Irish fighter on the UFC books to bring the UFC back to the island of Ireland. And that's what we want to see. That's what Rhys wants to see. Before we go, Rhys, do you have any final words you want to say? Is there any shout outs you want to give to anyone?
You know what? Like just blown away by like this whole 12 weeks. It's been like the most dreamy thing ever. Like the most dream driven moment. Like everything just went absolutely perfect. Like from 14 weeks out to this week, nothing went wrong. The support I've got over this weekend has been absolutely ridiculous. Like borderline, like chaotic. Like it's way more than the UFC ever had. The support I have at the minute, and I feel it everywhere. So I'm just like so grateful. I was able to be able to do what I done and to give back in some way, and like giving Northern Ireland their own little hero for the foreseeable. So I appreciate all the support and all you guys, what you've done for us to help us sell it and stuff like that. It was unbelievable. So I'm grateful to everyone. That's all. That's my only message. Rhys is grateful.
What a man.
And cut.
But no, it was run brilliantly. Like Cage Warriors always put on a phenomenal show. Like everyone there was brilliant. Ross, am I forgetting anything?
No, just absolute shout out to the whole Cage Warriors team. They did an incredible job. What a show in the SSE arena. I can't wait for Cage Warriors to come back to Ireland, whether it's in Dublin or back up in Belfast or wherever. It's incredible. The more shows you can get, the better. Congratulations again, Rhys, on winning a world title in your hometown. Not many people can do that. You even got a pair of Energized glass on the way. I think you actually have 2 pairs. Not many people have 2. But
I get 2 pairs.
Yeah, one for yourself and one for Rebecca. You can wear them while you're watching telly or going on your holidays.
Or a dog walk.
Or a dog walk, whatever. Wear them with pride. The best glasses in the business. Guys, if you have watched this video, make sure to like, share, subscribe, hit the bell notification to catch all the Energized content. But for now, Rhys, as always, stay energized.
Energized show, up the Irish. Been sussing you guys a couple of times. I've seen a couple of clips. I think you've done some interviews with Dylan Moran and that I saw. So keep going, keep up the good work, guys.